Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ACHR News Homeowner Study videocast. Today, we're talking about maintenance agreements, or service agreements, as some contractors call them. Our guest is Dallas contractor and founder of Sarah Systems, Billy Stevens. Now, he has a different view on this, and I'm excited to talk to him about it. Thanks for joining us today, Billy.
Oh, thanks for having me, Kyle. I appreciate your allowing us to come on your
Yeah,
show.
absolutely. Now, full disclosure, I heard you speak a little bit about this topic at Service World Expo a few days ago, and I was interested in that you were calling these memberships instead of maintenance or service agreements. Can you kind of let our audience know why and your thought process behind that?
Absolutely. So the thought process is this: there's memberships, which are like a gym membership, and then there's service agreements. And the memberships are getting customers to join your organization so that they can get, discounts, faster service, get emails telling them about our sales, things like that. Instead of, I'm going to guarantee you a tune-up. Because when you guarantee a tune-up, we run into this situation every year where we send out our technicians in the off season and we're getting tons and tons of zero tickets. The reason behind that is when you sell a service agreement, you're telling them that that tune-up is what they need to keep that system running. And whatever you charge for that tune-up or that service agreement is what they expect to pay and not a dollar more. And therefore, they are upset, surprised, or wondering why you're trying to upsell them when you told them the tune-up would fix all their problems.
So they think they're buying a
And
tune-up. They think they're buying a tune-up rather than a service agreement, right? In their minds,
well,
you
the
think?
service agreement usually includes a tune-up,
Right,
and
right.
and then the conversation around getting them to buy the service agreement implies that the tune-up's going to solve their problems. You got to do it every year so it'll keep running. You won't have any problems. But then when you go there in the shoulder season and you find a problem, they're questioning you. Well, why do I need to pay for this? You said the tune-up would keep me from having problems.
Well, it's interesting because actually I want to pull these numbers out because we did the homeowner study. ACHR News talked to homeowners and what they feel about service agreements. 80% said they want a discount on parts. 78% said they want a discount on labor, and 77% want a priority service. But nowhere in that line in thing did it say, just come out to my house and knock a wrench around a little bit and leave in 45 minutes. It seems like the audience or the homeowners are there. It just maybe changing the contractor mindset.
That's right. The homeowners are asking, just give me the discounts. I just want a discount. And let's not put a price on that service agreement because that's where you establish the price when you sell it as a service agreement. Where a membership is, look, for this membership, we're going to make sure that we take care of you. And anytime we come out, you have a problem, we're going to be out as quickly as we possibly can and fix the problem. Now we're opening them up for buying something. And I'll be honest with you, the way we work our memberships, if we have all the information on this customer and they have equipment that's 10 years old or older, I guarantee you we're having a tune up for our members in the fall when we need work. But we don't guarantee the tune up when we sell the membership.
So if someone buys a new system for you and signs up for the membership, they're going to hear from you because I know you do a lot of email marketing and thought leadership stuff. But as far as calling you and saying, "Hey, we're coming out to your house," they might not hear from you for 4 or 5 years. Would that be accurate?
They're going to hear from us because we do a very good job of documenting what all they have. They may have another system. They may have plumbing. If you do plumbing, you need to document the water heater, the age, all these things, and water treatment. I mean, there's always a reason to talk to them about something, but we're not going out there with the premise of making their system run properly for only $129, right? We're not setting any price expectations is what we're doing. And so with the data that we're able to collect through Sarah, we know what's valuable. We know what customers have. We know the ages. We know how many they have. We know everything we need to know about this customer. And then we can score them in Sarah on how much of a opportunity there is with that home. Way more sophisticated than just using years of the equipment. That's the only thing we gauge it by now. Well, let's gauge it by many other factors. Like, for instance, it may be a 10-year-old system with a 3-year-old coil. you're probably not going to sell that one as quickly as a 10-year-old system that's never had a new coil put in 3 years ago. And only Sarah can tell you if that coil is 3 years old, why the system's 10 years old. And that's why we built it that way.
Right. So that's a good point. I probably didn't phrase the last question eloquently enough. But you're right. You're constantly contacting them about plumbing or whatever else, might be coming up on the list, through Sarah. But so maybe after 10 years, when you do call about the tune-up, it's like, well, it's been, 10 years, your system's getting a little older. We like to take a look at it. And it's almost like a bonus for them rather than something they were expecting. Is that how you kind of look at it?
That's correct. Yes, sir. And so we will have free tune-ups go out throughout the year for those types of customers, for sure.
And I also want to pull some other numbers from our study, just as far as how much you think the homeowner should pay. 57% say they pay 100, 30% said 200, 10% 300, and 3% people pay $400 for this. I wish they would maybe have a sign on their forehead or something like that, because you don't know who would actually pay it. But kind of talk about like your pricing, and obviously you're not trying to make a ton of money on these things. You just want lifelong customers, I'm assuming, so you can make money, for the next 20 years, not just the next couple.
Actually, that's the perception, because I charge $99 per home. And the perception is I'm not trying to make a lot of money, but I disagree with that 100%. Okay. I'm going to make 4 times more than you're going to make the way we're currently doing it. And I'm going to explain to you how. First and foremost, we charge $99 for the house. Doesn't matter if they have 1 system or 3 systems. It's $99, period.
I'm sorry. Can I interrupt you? Can I interrupt for a second, Billy? I know you do plumbing too. Is that $99 for a plumbing membership and $99 for an HVAC, or you kind of bundle those together?
It's $99 for the address.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Please continue.
Okay. All right. So we want to accumulate addresses, right? That is the goal here, is accumulate as many addresses as you can. I like to use the formula of 500 memberships for every $1 million of revenue.
Okay.
What does this do for you? Here's how I scale my company so fast. The more memberships we sell in the summer, the more opportunities I have in the winter. And if I can continue to be at 500 memberships or more for every $1 million in revenue, I can hire 2 to 3 brand new techs in the middle of the winter when no one else. I'm in the South, so in the middle of the winter when there is no winter, down here in Texas, I'm hiring the best techs because I've got plenty of work to do because of the sheer number of memberships. And that, therefore, we scale our businesses every year. We can grow our business 20, 30%, depending on how many people we bring in because of the work we have in the winter. And this is the best time to accumulate talent. And so the memberships are one of the keys to the membership. And the bulk of them, getting many of them, is to hire in the off season. You've got to have work to hire in the off season. And then you're prepared for the spring and summer with more people on the ground, more installers, and then your business is growing. And so it is a growth tool. It's a growth tool. It's an opportunity tool. And it actually brings in lots of money as well, because 500 memberships is $50,000 per million.
Without sending anyone out there, right? It's $50,000. There's no labor cost to that, really.
That's right. And the thing is, if I have someone paying me to do business with me, what do I do with that money that I get? That 500 memberships, that's 50 grand. What do I do with that money? I go out and market for more people to be members with the money that I'm getting. I don't put that money aside waiting to do a tune-up. That's not what it does. I'm using my customers' money to market for more customers. So if I can get a customer to pay me $99, I have $99 to go spend in Google to find me another customer. And that's how we,
Hopefully that person pays 99, and then it's a little bit of a domino
perpetual
effect, right?
And it continues to grow. And so when I sold Berkey's, my first company, we had 22,000 air conditioners under membership.
Wow.
22,000. And with an 8% failure rate, the amount of money that's you already know you're going to do the next year is extremely good, right? I mean, you can predict your following year, and therefore you have all these memberships you need to hire up for what your predictions are.
That's interesting.
Based off of how many memberships you have.
Right. That's interesting, because a lot of contractors, I know their business model, is with the, maintenance agreements you do that helps them keep their people busy in the off season and the shoulder season. And they're probably saying, well, geez, what do I do with them now when I'm in Michigan and, it's shoulder season time, right? September, it's the air conditioner off, but the furnace isn't quite on yet. But what do I do with my guys? But you're saying if you have so many maintenance agreements, you build the company so big, there's always work out there because you're using that money to get more customers, correct?
Yes, sir. We are booked. Here it is in 70 something degrees in Dallas Fort Worth, and my company Billy Go right now is booked all the way into next week with memberships.
Wow.
All the way into next week, and we're selling equipment and we're selling refurbishes, everything off of this. So we have no, in our opinion, we have no off season. We immediately start preparing and loading up the schedule board with our memberships because we have so many. We can start early.
Another piece of the study was, to me, a little alarming to me. It's only 72% of contractors offer service agreements. We'll lump service agreements and memberships in the same bucket now, even though you're doing it differently. And only 8% offer it at that $100 cost. So you're seeing there as a big missed opportunity, right? Because people start trying to sell their business. I mean, the value of your business is how many customers you have, and how do you show that through your membership or someone's service agreements, right? So you probably don't want your competitors doing this because you like kicking their butt a little bit, but what's your message to contractors that aren't doing this?
First and foremost, Billy Go is not in business to compete with anyone in Dallas Fort Worth. We're here to prove what we're doing and prove it to you and show it to you. Okay. We invite contractors to our office every day, and we show them how we do this, and so they can take it back to their businesses. And so we have people come from all over the world to Billy Go to see how we do this. And so I got it back into this business to share my knowledge. I couldn't stay away until I shared my knowledge and what worked for me. And that's what I'm trying to do for other contractors.
Got it. Talk a little bit about what Sera Systems is for people that maybe aren't familiar. Talk about what you are offering to the contractor.
Absolutely. So Sera Systems is a way to run a business and make it profitable from the very beginning, from day one. It is organizing your business through standardization in software, which is something we do that no one else does. We've standardized the way things should work. We have flexibility built in for people that want to do stuff a little bit differently until they grasp it. They can run their business like they want, but they're looking for help. And if we continue to run the businesses the way we are now, we're not going to experience this rapid growth, this rapid increase in cash flow. And the industry is changing so fast. So it's time to change. It's time to update to some software that actually helps you run your business and not make you work hard for your software. Right. That's the difference. We're trying to help the businesses run more efficiently, more simply, so that they can do more and focus on these things. Like when you want to start a membership initiative, you're going to have to focus on that. But you can't have 10 other jobs given to that person if you want the membership thing to work.
Right.
And so we get rid of work with our software. We get rid of this work that burdens us every day because there's over 30 touches by 4 different people on one service call. We get rid of that work so that we can all work on the business instead of in it. That's the whole idea behind Sera. Get everyone to work on it.
Yeah, that's you mentioned that in your talk at Service Rex with the amount of touch points that a customer comes through, and it was just maybe say that number again. It was fascinating because I wouldn't have guessed the number was that high.
It's so high, it's crazy, and so just think as you grow, that gets more and more complicated.
Sure.
I hear from contractors all the time. Well, if I could just get to the next level, right? Let's say I'm at 3 million. If I could get to 5 million, everything will be fine. No. It's just 5 million times worse, harder.
Right.
Right. Instead of 3 million times harder.
Right. Without a doubt. So where should we send? So it's Sera Systems, SERA. I assume it's serasystems.com if you kind of want to check out what you guys got going on.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then if you're a contractor, maybe in Texas, maybe in the Dallas area, and you want to learn a little bit from you, what's the company website again, where they can kind of maybe pick your brain a little bit?
They could go to Sera and schedule as well. Okay. But you could go to billygo.com and you can schedule an appointment to come see us. We're about a $15 million business, and we only have 7 people in the office, and that includes department managers, an AC manager, a plumbing manager, a inside support person, and then four other people that run the whole thing.
That was
And
my
that's
other
all.
big takeaway from your talk, Billy. The employee to revenue ratio was I've never heard one like that. So congratulations on that.
Yes, sir. We're over $300,000 per employee in revenue.
That's great.
It's pretty amazing.
Well, Billy, really appreciate you taking the time. I know you just recently got off a flight from Service World Expo, so I really
Sure
appreciate
did.
you getting on the Zoom and kind of filling us in. So thanks, and I'll let you get some rest at some point.
Thank you very much, Kyle.